Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Destiny, and in today's video I am gonna be sharing a story time. If you like story times, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe like I already said, and we're gonna get straight into the video. So for today's story time, I am gonna be sharing the story about the time my mom was attacked by two men. So this story does take place during the time when I had moved to Florida. So backstory about when I moved to Florida, I already kind of talked about this, I think, before. Just simply that my family had moved there first, and then me and Jose moved there a couple months after. First of all, Florida, me and Florida don't really vibe like that. I just don't like Florida. Maybe for vacation or whatever, but to simply live there, nah, I can't do it again. I lived there literally for 5 months and I was like, get me out of here immediately. Like, immediately get me out of here. So one of the things about at least where me and my family lived in Florida, there was a lot of loose dogs. All the time we would find loose dogs. And mind you, in New Jersey, at least where I'm from in New Jersey, I don't see loose dogs. Like, if you see loose dog, that means that somebody lost their dog or dog escaped, whatever the case may be. We don't see loose dogs around where I'm from in New Jersey. But in Florida, it's like every single day there was a loose dog, all the time. We'll come back to the loose dog part in a bit. Oh, by the way, if you see my eyebrows looking crazy, I need to get them done. Mind your business, all right? Mind your business. So I lived in the house with my family, like I mentioned. And in the house, we also had 3 dogs. So it was my grandma's 2 dogs and my mom's dog. So every single day, me and Jose would be the ones walking my grandma's dogs, and my mom would be the one walking her dog. So she would always walk her dog. Let's say it was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't really remember what time, but she would always walk her dog around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. She'll take him around and just give him a good 20-30 minute walk. On this day, I don't remember what happened, but me and my mom ended up having like an argument, just mother-daughter things. I don't remember what it was about, but I know we had an argument and it was quite fresh. So I want to say it was like towards the afternoon, almost around the time that she left to walk her dog. I didn't even know that she went to walk her dog. I hopped in the shower and I'm taking my shower or whatever. And I get out the shower, and as I'm getting out and I'm like drying myself with the towel, I'm hearing my phone vibrating and I'm like, who's calling me? I see that it's my mom calling me and I'm like, why is she calling me? But I didn't think to myself to be like, what do you want? Like, cause realistically, I thought that she was in the living room or something. So I answered the phone and I'm like, yeah, I had a little attitude. We had just had our argument that day. So I was like, yeah, what happened? And she is instantly crying, just crying and screaming. And I'm like, hello? And she's like, Destiny, Destiny, Destiny. She's screaming my name and crying. And I'm like, what happened? Where are you? And in the same time that I'm on the phone with my mom, I hear my grandma on the other side of the door in the living room or something. And she's on the phone screaming, saying, what happened? What happened? What happened? So there's like too much going on. And I'm like, what? Hello? Hello? What happened? What happened? And she just keeps saying, Destiny, screaming my name, crying. My grandma's still on the other side of the door, screaming, asking, what happened? What do you mean? What do you mean? And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Mind you, I'm butt naked. Like, I literally just have a towel around me. So I'm not going to open the door with guys that are in my house, obviously, like my siblings, my brother, and my grandfather and everything. So I'm not going to open the door to be like, hey guys, what happened? Or anything like that. So I'm like, what is going on? So she just literally is screaming, crying. Mind you, I'm taking longer to say the story, but this is happening in the matter of 2 seconds. And it gets to the point that I'm like, I don't know what is going on. I have to yell at her and say, tell me what happened. So I scream and I'm like, say what happened. What happened? You need to talk. You need to talk. Like, she's literally having an anxiety panic attack, screaming, and she cannot get the words out her mouth. She's literally like, like that. So I'm screaming at her and I'm telling her, tell me what happened. You need to tell me what happened. I don't know what happened. All you're saying is my name. You need to tell me what happened. So she eventually gets it out and she says, I was attacked by 2 men. Me and her dog Chewy were attacked by 2 men. And I'm like, what? Like, mind you, she's saying this, like I said, hyperventilating. I'm like, where are you? And instantly I'm like, nah, this place is like, this place is cursed. Like, we just keep having, my hair is pissing me off. We just keep having problems in this place. And I'm like, no. I said, what do you mean you were attacked by 2 men? How my grandma knew that my mom was attacked by 2 men was because my uncle had called my grandma. Now you're gonna ask yourself, how did your uncle know? Because my uncle was on the phone while this happened with my mom. They were just talking, catching up. He heard rumbling, tumbling, and then when she got back on the phone, she told him that she was attacked by 2 men. Then she hung up on him to call me. And then as she hung up on him to call me, he called my grandma to find out what was going on. So that's how my grandma knew about my mom being attacked by 2 men. I'm like, where are you? Where are you? I'm gonna tell Jose and Xavier to go right now. Xavier is my brother. She says, I was walking Chewy. And then she ends up hanging up the phone on me. When she hangs up the phone, I start screaming for Jose and my brother Xavier. So I'm screaming for them. And I, get myself into pajamas real quick and I have some slippers. I literally am gonna put a picture here of the slippers I had from Pink. If I find them online, I should be able to find them. I'm gonna insert the picture right here because I need you guys to see what I was wearing. Eventually, my brother and Jose get out of my brother's room and they're like, what happened? What happened? And I'm telling them, mommy was attacked by 2 men. And they're like, what? What? They're like, where is she? Where is she? And I'm like, just get ready and leave. Immediately, like Jose, puts on his shoes. And I'm still in the bathroom. I think I was still getting dressed or getting my stuff or whatever. So my grandma's telling the boys everything that happened. And now my grandfather is getting up and everybody's in the house just figuring out what happened. Again, I'm saying it. It's not like we were all like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We were not like that. Everything was happening so quick. I'm just saying each person's point of view. Jose is running out the door. He put his shoes on. He's running out the door. By the time I get out the bathroom, my brother's still in the house. And I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, I was putting my shoes on. And I'm like, how are you not out the house? I'm still in the house. Why are you still in the house? So my brother brought something with him. Weapon. Can you say weapon on YouTube? Okay. My brother brought something with him to defend himself. Okay. He goes running out the door. Oh, and by the way, my sister was in the room. So she heard all this. I forgot to even mention her. My sister was in the room. So she heard all this screaming and everything. And she was like, what's going on? So she was coming out too. So we were all leaving the house. So the first one running out is Jose. The second one running out is my brother. So my sister, my grandfather, and my grandma are kind of by the door area, walking out or whatever. And I tell them move. And the 2 other dogs are still in the house. So now the way these houses were, I don't know if I could insert a picture of the layout of how houses in Florida are kind of like where we live, there was no sidewalk. So it was house and you had a garage and then grass. And then the next house, garage, grass. That's kind of how the layouts were of the houses. And then it was just the street. There was no sidewalk. Jose and my brother are taking off. I see them still. They're still on the block, but they're running on the street. Now, I think to myself, okay, they're running on the street. They're eventually going to go around the block. So I'm like, okay, instead of running on the street with them, I'm going to try to catch up with them because I was a track star. Fun fact. Elementary school and middle school, I used to run track. So I'm like, okay, I could catch up to them. I run pretty fast. But do you guys remember what I told you I was wearing? The slippers, right? The house slippers, right? So I think to myself, I'm not going to go on the street. Why would I run on the street? I think to myself, I'm going to run through these people's houses. So I'm going to run through our house, the garage, grass, house, on the grass. And I'm going to meet up with them. And I'm running. I'm telling you, baby, I'm like that. I'm Sonic running. And I'm I'm going to catch up to them. I'm running on our garage section. And then I hit the next grass. And when I hit the next grass, guess what? it had rained. I think it was the day before or that morning. So what happens when it rains on the grass? The grass was wet. This is the next layout of the garage. And this area right here is grass. And this area right here is our garage. So I'm running. Get on the grass, I start slipping. And I slip and I land with one leg straight. Like, I don't know if you guys can see. One leg straight and one leg behind. Like, literally like this. Wait, I look like I'm throwing up gang signs. I'm really not. So I land with one leg straight and one leg back. Like if I'm doing yoga or something. I'm doing Pilates. I don't know what I'm doing. But I land on the garage, which is cement. So from the grass, I'm just sliding. It was like a movie. Literally, my sister and my grandparents, they're like, it was like a movie the way you landed. And Jose and my brother were already running. So my brother said he saw it. I don't know how he saw it. Maybe he saw me screaming as I was on the grass. I don't know. So I'm literally sliding on the grass and I land. Oh my God, it was so terrible. And I land on my next door neighbor's garage. I mean, they weren't home. And I'm screaming in excruciating pain. Not only because I landed in the weirdest position, but because my knee is all cut up open. And I'm like screaming and I look forward and I see Jose and my brother just looking like they stopped completely in their tracks, stopped. And they're looking at me like, and then they're like, we can't help you. And they keep running. And I turned like back and my grandparents and my sister are like, and my sister is dying laughing. Like, first of all, this is not the moment to laugh, but she's just laughing because she was like, and then my grandfather was like, ¿Pero qué tú estás haciendo? Like, he was screaming at me, what are you doing? And I'm just like, oh. I'm like screaming. I'm like, oh my God. And I look at my knee, which, fun fact, I still have the scar, but I don't want to show you guys. My legs are pretty hairy. I ain't gonna lie. I need to shave them. Maybe I wish I had the picture. It's a scar that, thank God, it faded. But if you look really closely, like you could still see. And blood is just running down my leg. Like down my knee, from my knee down, just blood. And I get up and my grandma and my grandfather are telling me to get back in the house. Like, this is too much drama for one day. Get back in the house. And I'm like, no. My mom was attacked by two men. I'm limping to her if I have to. My slippers are all messed up, like ripped up and everything. I get onto the street and I'm like running like this, limping. And my sister's like, just go in the house. And I'm like, no, mommy was attacked by two men. Like, I'm going. Oh my God, it was a whole show. Like literally on the other block, the like neighbors or whatever people were out of their house and they were looking at us because they just see two guys running. And then they see a girl coming, limping. And then they see another girl. And then they see a grandfather. My grandma stayed back because she was over us. And mind you, I'm like limping and bleeding down my leg. So they're like, what the hell? These Puerto Ricans are crazy. We're running basically the route that my mom takes to walk her dog. And eventually on the end of the other block, my mom's there. Now my mom's there and she's holding onto her dog and she's still crying. And Jose and my brother stop and they're talking to her and they're like, what happened, whatever. I eventually meet up with them and then they're like, why did you say that she was attacked by two men? And I'm like, what? What do you mean? Why did I say that? They're like, yeah. And my mom's like, I was attacked by two dogs. And I'm like, bruh, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? And then she's like, I wasn't attacked. She's crying. And she's like, I wasn't attacked by two men. I was attacked by two dogs. And I'm like, you said you were attacked by two men. Even Abuela's saying it. Because, like I said, my uncle said that. She said that. And she's like, she didn't believe me. My mom said that she didn't say that to me. But when I told her that she even told my uncle that, she was like, all right, yeah. She was like, I think it was the anxiety, the panic, like when you're in such a panic state, you don't even know what you're saying. So we're like, where were you attacked? Like, what's going on? And she was like, it was Chewy. Chewy was attacked by two pit bulls. Now, Chewy, he passed away, unfortunately. Not from this event, thank God. Chewy was not a big dog. He was a regular, like, small, medium dog. She said that she was walking Chewy and she had headphones. She was on the phone with my uncle just talking and everything. Now, maybe a couple blocks away from where we lived, There was this house that every single time we passed the house, we kind of noticed that their gate was broken and that their pit bulls were the ones that broke it. So it was two pit bulls in that house. My mom said that she was walking around that area and she's just on the phone talking. And she says that out of nowhere, she looked. She saw just two pit bulls just running towards her. And she started like panicking, whatever, everything. They tried to grab Chewy and she like grabbed him by his leash and she put him up and everything, and they were jumping. Mind you, my mom is a short woman. She's grabbing Chewy, but she's not that tall, and the pit bulls are trying to grab him. So as they're trying to grab him, they're like attacking his butt area. She's screaming, she's on the phone with my uncle. My uncle doesn't know what to do because he lives in New Jersey and we're living in Florida. Eventually, a 15-year-old boy, which those were his dogs, well, his parents' dogs or whatever, comes running, and this boy is now fighting his two pit bulls. He would have one. Mind you, this little boy is so skinny. This boy is so skinny, and he's trying to handle two pit bulls that are like way more than his foot. I don't know, like they're humongous. So he's trying to, and he would have one, then the other one would escape. He would have another one, the other one would escape. And my mom said that every car passed by onto the main road and nobody would stop. And they saw what was going on. Maybe they were scared. I don't know. After God knows how long, the dad comes and gets the pit bulls and they just walk away. They grab the pit bulls, obviously fighting the pit bulls away, and they just walk away from the scene. My mom says that a car eventually pulled up and it was like two guys, and they asked her if she was okay and if she wanted to ride home. Mind you, they saw what was happening. Well, they got there towards the end, but they didn't even get out the car. And if she wanted to ride home, and she said yeah to them. And then like as she's walking to their car, she's like, wait, what am I doing? Or like, I don't even know these men or anything. So she said, no, it's fine. Like I literally live up the block. With Chewy, he had like he wasn't like bleeding excessively from his butt area, but he had like he was attacked. You could tell it was a bite mark. So we're on our way back home. Mind you, my mom's like, wait, what happened to you? And I'm like, what happened to me? I tell her what happened. And she's like, but why? I'm like, don't even ask. We get back home. We're talking to my grandma. We're checking Chewy out. Chewy was so afraid after that incident. Like he just was so afraid. He would stay under the bed. If you're questioning what happened with the pit bulls, when my mom got home, everybody was so upset that we're like, you need to call animal control. You need to do this. You need to do that. And my mom at first was saying, yeah. And then like the next day she was like, I don't want to call animal control, because what's going to happen is they're going to put those pit bulls down. They're going to put them to sleep. I just think of it in this way, and I don't know what you guys think, but I genuinely don't think the pit bulls are the ones at fault. There's people that have dogs and they just leave their dogs caged in the house. Like there was another neighbor of ours that would leave her dog just in the garage and her dog would be barking all day. So there's people that have dogs. They don't show their dogs love. God knows if that's why the pit bulls were so aggressive, because people have this like theory of pit bulls just are so horrible and they attack and they're so trifling and everything. And I love dogs. That's number one. Yeah, we decided as a collective just not to call animal control. Hopefully, God willing, nobody will ever be attacked by those pit bulls. Not even my mom was angry at the pit bulls. My mom was more angry at the owners. Not for nothing, the dad was a jerk. Like he looked like the only jerk. I don't know if we should have done something differently. I really don't know. Like we just all collectively thought about it and we're like, if we call animal control, they're literally putting those dogs down. Like they are. Or what? They're going to take the dogs away and then put them to a shelter and then eventually they're going to be put down? Like, I don't know. And they were aggressive dogs already. I really don't know what would have happened. But we shortly after that moved out of Florida, and I really do hope that nothing crazy happened with those dogs. That's the end of the story. If you're wondering how did my knee cure, a lot of hydrogen peroxide, Band-Aids, icing it, because I was limping for like another 2 weeks. If you're interested in other story times, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back with another video very shortly. Really hope that you guys did enjoy this story. Peace.